Welcome back to another episode of TEDxMellenStreet Live. You guys, this is just our platform where we want to highlight our speakers and our sponsors for the TEDxMellenStreet event. I'm your host, Sacha Walton, as well as your event curator for TEDxMellenStreet, which is going to be on November the 18th at the historic American Theater in Hampton, Virginia. So I have another exciting guest today. Her name is Mylira Green, and she's doing some awesome things in the community. And I just want you to get to know her a little better. And but first, I want to say thank you to our sponsor, Connected Compass. Well, the founder is Tanya Fields, and they're on a mission to increase participation or minority participation in the STEM area. And so that is cybersecurity, technology, and anything related to STEM. That's what they're on a mission to do. And so thank you so much for being our sponsor and doing the wonderful things in the community. And on that note, I'm going to go ahead and bring up Mylira Green. Hey, Mylira, how are you?
Hi, I am doing well. How are you?
I am wonderful, wonderful. You looking so wonderful and radiant this morning. Or
Thank
today,
you.
actually, afternoon. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's awesome. So this is one question that I ask everybody that I interview, and I want you to tell the world out there, who is Mylira Green?
Man, Mylira Green is a servant of God that is on a mission that when I die, suicide die with me. I could give you a list of all the roles that I play in life, but the one that I am honored to play the most is a servant. Everyone needs someone to come alongside them to make sure that they get to the best version of themselves. And I am just naturally a person that needs people. You know how like some people like to isolate and they see, team nobody, team no new friends. I'm the complete opposite. I want friends. I love people. And that is essentially me. I'm the life of the party. One minute you may get me very professional, and the next minute, if you put on a song, I'm going to dance. I am all things fun, all things life, because I know when I die, I want to die empty.
That's awesome. And that's a good thing, to say that not saying you want to die, but to look at it in the aspect of you want to complete everything that your life mission and purpose is, that you don't want to take anything to the grave. There's so many people that, the saying out there that the richest place on earth is the graveyard, because so many people have left ideas or businesses and, or just the phenomenal people that they could have been because they didn't embrace life itself when they had the opportunity. So I love that you said that. But then also, I just want to kind of touch on the fact of, being a person that needs people. Like, to say that is so freeing and liberating, because a lot of people don't think like that. They're like, oh yeah, you know what? I'm good. I don't need any friends, or I don't need this, but yet deep down inside, they want that. They want that connection and that companionship and so forth. And a lot of times it's, things that people go through, life
Mhm.
issues and all the other stuff that happen, to say that. But it is a human need.
Yeah.
Connection is a human thing. So to say that, that's phenomenal. I know sometimes I could be this like introvert
Mhm.
that can be an extrovert. So, I have that balance between two. So it's like I have my moments where I'm just like, you know what, world, y'all can have that outside today. I'm going to regroup and just reassess my life right now. But I got you when I come back. So, having that balance is really good too. So you are one of our speakers for the TEDx. And so we're not really going to talk about like what you're going to talk about
Mhm.
or anything like that. But I want to tap into like, what do you do for a living, for your business? I know that you're in mental health or
Mhm.
psychology or something like that. So tell the world about that.
So I am the owner of M Green Enterprises, where we go into the workplace, develop leaders in order to heal the workplace. And then also I'm the owner of the Metamorphosis Healing Experience, where I help people become unstuck and motivated to confidently reach their goals while owning their gifts. On a day-to-day basis, when I tell you I have been blessed to live out my dream, I serve in every role I've ever said I wanted to. So there are days where I am a mental health therapist because I'm a licensed clinical social worker. There are other days where I'm a life coach, as other times where I'm in my healing bag as a Reiki master. I'm a professional speaker. I'm also a college professor. I do clinical supervision. So when I tell you I live my life so full, I do that in my businesses. And what I tell people is mental health is so important. If you have a brain, you have a mental health. And my company, we're not reactionary, we're prevention. So I host a lot of retreats and events that talk about mental health. I normalize that it is okay to not be okay, but it's not okay to stay there. I
Mm.
make sure that I gain and bring people together. I'm a collaborator at the core. So anytime I do an event, you'll see me bring other businesses alongside me so then they can also share their creativity and being able to heal the world. So that is what I do in my business, a lot of different things. But the major pieces is, again, I want to lower the rate of suicide around the world. There's 139 successful suicides daily in the United States alone, and some we cannot count. So I want it to be a company that goes in and create customizable services, especially in the workplace. We spend a lot of our time at work. So I'm on a mission to going into the workplace, healing the workplace, providing a mental health department so that the workers can actually come seek therapy and things like that. So that is what I leave in the world.
That's awesome. And it's awesome that you're doing that for the workplace because, they're overachievers in a lot of cases, high performers. And sometimes, people don't know how to balance out,
Mhm.
what they're doing at work, what their everyday lives look like when they go home and anything like that. And a lot of times people do take their stresses everywhere they go, not just home, not just to work, but, in so many ways we've heard in the news, about CEOs, committing suicide and things like that. And I love the fact that you're providing preventive services
Mhm.
because by the time they get ready to show the signs that there's an issue, in a sense, for some people, it's still too late. So
Yeah.
for you to be in that preventive role in your services is really good that you're able to do that. So I commend you for that because it's something that's so needed. And, a lot of times when we think about mental health, we don't think about every aspect that it covers.
Mhm.
And a lot of times people already say, oh, we just talk about, we're going to bring this up, make you aware of it. But to be able to be in a preventive state, then you can really tackle in on a lot of those issues that are brewing before they even start to boil. I love analogies. So it's just like, okay, think about coffee, when it's
Mhm.
coffee start boiling, you're going to get some burnt coffee in a sense, right?
Yeah.
And so that's phenomenal. So I know that you're a mom and you're a
Yeah.
wife and all those good things. How are the kids? How's the family?
Everybody's doing well. I will tell you, this has been a season of all faith. So, with my son, he had to go back to a school that he went to before because he didn't get into public school. And if any parent of 4-year-old and under, the struggle when it comes to public school and getting them on a list and all these things. So, but he was able to get somewhere. My daughter, she's cheering now, so she's doing competition cheer. My husband is serving as the coach of my son's soccer team. We met for the first time today, and everybody's just doing great. I'm literally telling you, I could not complain. Do I want some more sleep? Absolutely, because team no sleep is not fun. But I will say though that everybody's blessed, and my husband started his school year this year. He's a 7th grade civics teacher. So just seeing him flourish and develop. So I'm blessed, man. I'm
That's
blessed.
awesome. That's awesome. And that's one of the things, to be grateful in every capacity, that we have in our lives and just being able to say, you know what, I'm going to take the positive out of it because you'll sleep later and you'll sleep good. When they're at practice or doing this, we're like, okay, now I can just kind of take my little self
Mhm.
back and just, rejuvenate yourself and everything. So now, as a TEDx speaker,
Yes.
upcoming TEDx speaker. So congratulations on that opportunity. And
Thank
our theme is power of inclusion. And one of the things that we challenged everybody who was applying with to really think outside the box when we, thinking about it in terms of how you're going to do your talk. And so how important it is, how important that theme is in your everyday life and in society.
That theme is so important to me. So, being someone who's in the mental health field, I'm really big on just the research behind why human beings do what we do. And there's a gentleman called Maslow, and he created Maslow hierarchy of needs. We love to talk about self actualization. That's when I finally reach my goals, my dreams, my aspirations, and everybody celebrate. But there's some other levels, and that second level talks about belonging and safety. Most people don't feel safe just because they're in a safe environment. They feel safe when they feel like they belong.
Mhm.
And to me, that's what inclusion means. Inclusion means no matter what I'm bringing to the table, whether it is good or bad, challenges or what's accepted or not, the you in inclusion is respected. The you in inclusion is loved, appreciated, valued. So for me, I treat everyone as if I'm their last interaction. So I make sure the people that are coming into my space that you feel included. My daughter literally asks me almost every day. She said, "Mommy, how do you make friends so easily?" And I just tell her, "Baby girl, I'm just nice to people." That's what inclusion means to me. You never know if that is that person's last moment, last minute, what type of day they had before. So when I look at the you in inclusion, that means that you represent life. And because of that, I'm going to value you. So that's what that means to me.
That's awesome. I love how you just emphasize on the you in inclusion. And it's so true because a lot of times people are on the edge. I remember, it doesn't have to be a deep edge. It could be just something so subtle that a person is dealing with because of that moment in time. Anything can set you off. And I remember a time I was going through a drive-through and for a fast food restaurant, and I wasn't really having the best day. I'm one of those type of people. I'm just like, look, hey, I'm happy and everything. We have our moments, and we be honest about it. And but I like to get quiet. Just like kind of process and analyze. And but the person was just like, their world was happy, and they included me in their world. It was like, "Hey, girl, how you doing?" And I got to the window. I was like, "Oh, hey," But it snapped me out of that thought pattern that I was in about the things that was happening prior to. And when you said just being nice to people, just including people into your happy space. If you have a happy space, and you're interacting with people, even if it's just holding the door, or one thing I love doing is, we have a high Hispanic population in our area. And I do know some Spanish. So I'll easily just go ahead and talk to them in their own language because that can make their day. So it's like so many different things. And I just like to use that as an example, what you said, because it's so important to just include people, include them in what there is, show them that they are valued and that you in inclusion. So that's so phenomenal. And so I mean, I don't want to talk about the talk. We're not going to talk about the topic. We're not going to talk about the talk or the aspects of it, but I want to ask, how important is it to you to share this talk with the world?
It is so important. In order for suicide to die with me, I have to allow for people to know that if they don't do one more thing, if they don't change one more aspect, if they don't lose one more pound, if they don't get another promotion, if they don't have that kid, if they get that divorce, whatever they're going through, they are still valuable right now in this moment. So when I am on that stage, I am not speaking from a professional. I am speaking from a person that almost took my life when I was 17, and someone served as CPR for me. I want to be able to serve as CPR for you. That's what this talk represents for me, is to save someone's life just by them hearing that they're enough.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love that. That analogy of being CPR for someone. You know, when you're thinking about CPR in itself, it's resuscitation that you're bringing somebody. You're giving your own air to help fill in somebody else's capacity for them to link in and to breathe. And so when you're thinking about that from the terms of what you said, it's just like, I want to give life.
Mm-hmm.
I want to give life. I value life. I learned how to value it. I learned how to do the things that make it work for me, but I also want to do it to make it work for you. So that is so phenomenal. And I commend you for that. And it's so neat. And I thank you for your life that you're here. Um, at 17, you said, but I'm glad it didn't happen because now
Yeah.
you're that life force now for so many people. And, your purpose is here. And I thank you for that. And you're actually going to tell other people, like, look, you got a purpose, and let's do this thing. You can do it. And I know that you are delivering so many people in their lives in the situations that they're going through. So I thank you. So once again, everybody, I want to thank you for watching this episode of TEDx Mellon Street Live. I thank you, Mylira, for being here. And also, I want to thank my sponsor, Connected Compass, who the founder is Tanya Fields. Like I said, they're on that mission to increase minority participation in the areas of STEM, and that can include like cybersecurity, technology, and so forth. And I thank you for being our sponsor. So, any last words before we end, Mylira, that you just want to share to the people?
Just know that you are so much more farther than what you think. So don't give up now. There is so much more life to live. And if you are struggling with wanting to give up, please call the 988 number, and they normally have someone 24/7 to talk with you. Or you can call 757-609-0694 or text that so that you don't have to go through life by yourself.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And thank you again. I really appreciate your presence here today. Thank you. And hope that you enjoy the rest of your weekend. And you guys, you enjoy your day and your weekend. Whatever day you're watching, enjoy it. Continue to share and continue to promote. These are wonderful speakers that we have on our episodes on this podcast. And thank you. Until next time and until next episode, I will see you again. Everybody be blessed. Bye.